What's up guys, Bomboy here and welcome to another Hardcore Iron Man update video. This time we're on the 18th episode of the Road to Raid series, and just to start out as a little background footage here, I'm going to just get a quick 79 cooking whilst I cook some Quam buns. But yeah, so this week has obviously been massive, what with the release of Dragon Slayer 2, and I'm sure some of you have already seen my video from a couple of days ago of me completing Dragon Slayer 2 on this account. Now, if you feel like watching that, I will put a link in the description down in the bottom so that you can go and check that out. That's the full final fight of Dragon Slayer 2. And yeah, I also just wanted to say thank you to you guys. It's obviously been quite a big hit. I have managed to go up, it doesn't sound like a lot at all, but I've gone up from like 80 something subscribers to over 100, 105 now, I believe. Which is actually, it's a really nice first milestone to get to. It's actually made a huge impact on my account. And, I was started out just doing this as a diary, obviously, but also kind of with the slight intention that this could be a real thing for me. RuneScape has always been a huge part of my life. And, it's nice to kind of get those numbers start racking up. So I just wanted to thank you all a lot for that. And you may have seen previously, just whilst I was gabbling on there, I got 87 crafting, which means obviously I can boost to make the Necklace of Anguish, which is the ranging amulet, with the second Zenyte whenever I get that. But here we are. I'm back to the Chompy Bird grind, and as you may have seen last week, I was getting rather defeated about this, and there it is, the cutest little Chompy Bird ever. Look at that little thing. I love these little guys. They waddle so funnily. I think they're a really, really great pet, even if they aren't rare. I don't care. You have to work quite hard to get it. Some people get it in 8 kills. I didn't get it in 8 kills. It took days and days and days and days of work. And it impacted a few other grinds too. But I'm very, very pleased to have it done, and I can get rid of all these ogre bellows and things like that. There we go. So here's the final kill count. We had 2,748 Chompy Birds to kill. That was a huge number. I was starting to think that I had not spoken to somebody that I needed to speak to unlock this pet, but we're okay, we got it, and I'm really glad we did. So now we have 2 pets to our name, so that is the mole pet and the Chompy Bird pet. Really love these little guys. Now, as part of the Mauritania Elite's diary grind, I had to get 80 thieving, and that is the recommended time to come and get rogue set, basically. A lot of people do it before 80 thieving. Honestly, I wouldn't recommend it. Honestly, I wouldn't recommend this minigame ever. It's not often that I really, really dislike things in RuneScape. This is one of those things, and I know a lot of people will be saying the same thing. And I know that actually it's been buffed, and it could have taken me days to complete this without these new boxes. But yeah, this was a hellish minigame. Just, you get so close. I got 4 of the 5 pieces in like an hour and 20 minutes, and I thought, oh my god, I'm going to get this done, in like an hour and a half. Like the videos say, nothing ever happens in like the short time that the guys in the videos say, but actually this took me well over 2 hours to complete. It was a lot of runs, quite a lot of failed runs as well, because you'd lapse in concentration over the 2 hours. But we did eventually get it, and we got the full set, and that's really quite nice to have it done. I haven't used it yet, but it's nice to have it complete. I like to be complete, on this account. It's a strange urge. Yeah, I don't really get it much myself because I really don't like thieving, and most of my thieving probably is going to be done at Pyramid Plunder because I still need 2 more scepters. So there wasn't a huge deal. There wasn't a huge reason to get this, but if I ever feel like pickpocketing Master Farmers for some Ranar seeds or something, it'll come in handy. Here we go. So this is the final piece, and that's it. We're done. We can walk away. It ended up taking me about 2 hours and 14 minutes, something like that. So here we are. Some of the more keen players may well already know why I'm here. It might look out of the blue. I'm not here to get the Amulet of the Damned, although it is going to be useful. I may find uses for it at God Wars Dungeon. The main use for it is that I need it for a Master Clue, I believe. So that's kind of convenient. That was the first one. The actual reason I'm here is I had an Elite Clue Scroll, and that Elite Clue Scroll required me to have split bark legs, and there's 2 options for that. I can either go and kill wieldy bosses and risk getting attacked in those really high traffic areas for something that isn't a particularly common drop, or I could come here and spend a little bit more time and just do it the careful way and do this minigame, which honestly I've never ever done before. It was quite confusing. Even after doing the quest, I had to watch a guide just to kind of understand what's going on, but it's quite self-explanatory, really. So here we are. So you may have seen there was a second Amulet of the Damned, and then this final scene here, we got a third, before we got our third piece of fine silk for our split bark armor. And then we also got the Flamtour bag in the same inventory. So this game's complete. I could go and get some more fine silk for the rest of the split bark set, but I'm going to wait until that's required, basically, because I'm not at the most efficient right now. I haven't got a high enough fire making level to burn the highest lore shadows, so you know, like whatever, we just did it the slightly less efficient way. I had a hard clue as well, which I can't complete. It's by the KBD layer. I'm not going there. You know, it's just so heavily PK'd, especially right now. There's all sorts of people and trying to skull trick it, all sorts. But here's the elite that I did all that work for. It was appalling. This is the worst elite I think I've ever had on any of my accounts, and it took me roughly 6 hours to get the split bark legs, and that's not a joke, by the way. It took ages. So here we are, we're killing Zulrah, and as you know, I love Zulrah from my previous videos. I really enjoy it, and I've got to grips with kind of using the daily death as like a, it kind of allows me to not save Zulrah. But here's the drop. Look at that first drop, 88 kill count, and we get the Tanzanite Fang. I mean, all three of the items are hugely useful, but I mean, honestly, the Blowpipe's probably going to be the most noticeable for every other part of RuneScape. There were quite a few things that I've like left alone because I don't have the Blowpipe. We've got it. It's amazing. I was just like, I'd forgotten. So I barely ever play my main, and when I do, it's mainly PKing. I'm never really using the Blowpipe. I'd forgotten how insanely good the Blowpipe is. It's unreal, like the damage it does. I've got some clips coming up of demonic gorillas because I've had a task for about a week and a half now, which I do actually complete in this video. And yeah, the Blowpipe was making me, I want to say, between 30 and 50% faster with my kills. It was an insane improvement. And I've already got all the darts made up. I've been planning for this for a long time. But yeah, a heavenly drop to get. I was so pleased. So here we are, back at the Black Demon. Yeah, it's a Black Demon task, but we're back at the Demonic Gorillas. So this was kind of like really early on after getting that Blowpipe. And there it is, just a light frame randomly. So this is my third light frame, I believe. And yeah, I'm getting really good luck if you look at the kind of drop rate potential, because all these like ballista parts are really rare compared to Zenytes, but they seem to be on the same drop table. So if I got a chance at that, I would have had like I would have just missed a Zenyte basically. And then later on we get Ballista Limbs. This was the next trip, by the way. This was the very next trip. First kill of the trip, we got Ballista Limbs. So I've now got 2 pairs of Ballista Limbs as well. So 3 light frames, 2 Ballista Limbs, and only 2 Zenytes. And this is in about 1,200 kills. Now we take a quick break here, and we're just going to get to 78 Herblore. I realise I've been slacking on it hard, and I really needed to move on with it so that I can get my brews made. I have the herbs and everything to get to a level where I can comfortably boost, but you know, I was being lazy. But this is why I was doing it. So me and my friend Tim, one of my best friends, honestly, he was doing Sire, and I interrupted him, and I was like, man, you know, how would you feel about trying to do duo a raid? Honestly, it didn't go that well. We're not the, like, I'm pretty good in a FFA raid. Like, we can just keep moving, and creatures like Tecton and stuff like that, they just go down. But yeah, this was a real struggle, and you may well be able to see that I don't have a Hasta and things like that. So we hit Tecton. Well, also we're terrible at scouting. So in the first attempt we did, we thought we had a good raid, got downstairs and moved along a bit. There's 91 range, by the way. That's why that clip's in here. And we got downstairs and realised that there was Vespula down there, and we just bailed out. That was it. So we decided we'd go back out and we'd scout another one. And in scouting that, oh, Tim died. Oh dear. But in scouting that second raid, we thought we had a good one again, and eventually got to Tecton, which we should be able to do, right? And yeah, we were just like, I mean, we were lucky if we did 10% of Tecton's damage. It was really bad. we struggle with it so hard. I have since done a little bit more research to try and work out how to kill it with just us two, without being able to lean on an FFA team. But yeah, like, we'll have to come back to this. I think there's a few items I've got to camp. I think I do need to get a BGS or a D Warhammer, and I do need to get the Hasta. I think it's going to be really important. And with the new Dragon Slayer 2 quest, there's actually more motivation than ever to go for a Hasta. But the question is, do I go for the Dragon Warhammer before I go for the Hasta, or do I just go straight for the Hasta and tough it out, you know? Big questions. So here we are, we're doing a bit of Herblore again, and we just rolled in with 78. What this means is that I don't need to boost to make the overloads in raids, basically. And I don't know if it's the overloads as such, or maybe just the brews being ++ kind of thing. But that's it. I don't need to take a botanical pie in now to be able to make whatever potions I need in raids. So that's going to make life a lot easier. And finally, we're back at the Demonic Gorillas. And they dropped me a Zenyte shard, my second Zenyte shard. And this has taken 1200 kill count. So, you know, well deserved if you ask me. But yeah, that's, you know, perfectly timed, really. I just got the level at which I can boost to make the Necklace of Anguish. I always want to call it an amulet of something. Like, it's so weird to say that you're putting a necklace on. Like, in RuneScape, there's not many necklaces you wear for combat. It's all Amulet of Glory, Amulet of Fury, Amulet of Torture, you know. So, necklace, when you come to like talk about best in slot gear, it just doesn't fit with me very well, so I never remember it. But it's Necklace of Anguish. But that is another very powerful item to get. I haven't yet taken it back to Zulrah to use, but I will be. I'm just back on the Slayer grind trying to get the Occult necklace so that I've got that consistent 5-way switch, you know, for Zulrah. So now, again, we popped back to Demonic Gorillas just after finishing that Necklace of Anguish off. I'm not using it there. I am using the Fury because I spend a lot of my time meleeing here. And doing too many switches just gets really tedious, so I kept it quite simple. But we did actually end up getting a heavy ballista, as you might well be able to see here. Well, sorry, I say heavy ballista. We got the heavy frame. So that's the second one of those as well. And we're back at Kraken, and I know I said I wouldn't show you anymore, but this Kraken Tentacle I've actually been waiting quite a while for. I haven't had very many, and this one's going to come in very handy. Next up, we've got another hard clue scroll. This one's quite promising, actually. The Sorrow legs are unique, but the H5 shield is actually my second one, which means I can actually build the hard stash box for the agility pyramid, which is fantastic news. Makes life a lot easier. This drop is my first Dragon Plate drop on this account. I've had Dragon Plate legs, but only one pair in all the slaying that I've done. And I mean, to only just be getting the first one is quite nice. But yeah, thanks to Dragon Slayer 2, I realised that I could get an easy 99. And as you may well have guessed here from what I'm doing on the screen, I'm going for 99 magic. I was 105k from the level when I kind of realised that I could turn in this XP here. And so I did a few high alks and then went and traded it in. And it's a really nice way to finish this kind of Dragon Slayer 2 quest off. You know, give it an extra bit of kind of award, as it were. Yeah, it was a big milestone again. Magic is my favourite skill on RuneScape, to be honest. Yeah, so I really liked rounding off Dragon Slayer 2 with this awesome skill cape here, which is going to come in very handy because I still don't have 83 construction, which should be happening in 2 weeks. So basically I should have enough planks in 2 weeks, and then I will just gun from from 67 construction all the way to 83. Another reward of the Dragon Slayer 2 quest is that you get quite a lot of smithing and mining XP, and it left me with only 2 inventories from 78 mining at Motherlode Mine, so I rushed straight back there and got a cheeky little total level. And again, Kraken, but it's a bit different this time. It is 94 Slayer. I've just glossed over that really quickly, because then after that, the next trip, we got our second jar of dirt, and then after that, you can see here, our third jar of dirt. So that was 2 in this task. That was 2 back-to-back trips. And yeah, we're just going to end up here checking out our date, kind of our playtime, and we're at just under 80 days. So we've done nearly a quarter of the playtime. It's crazy. It's a lot of playtime, and honestly, I am starting to get a bit tired. So my playtime is getting a bit more sporadic now, and especially with PVMing, you know, you log on, you do a few kills, then you log off, and that kind of thing. Anyway, that is it for this video. It's been a fantastic week. RuneScape's update has been awesome. I loved it. And yeah, it's been also a very, very lucky week. So hopefully moving forward, we can get onto some of the bigger item grinds. And I just wanted to reiterate again, thank you very much for your support, guys. If you could like, comment, subscribe, I would love that. If you didn't like the video, please feel free to give me a thumbs down. But do let me know why. And yeah, I'll see you on RuneScape. Have a good one. Take it easy, guys. Peace.